Sunday evening, I don't think about, oh, damn, I need to work next week again. Even if I would say I hate my job, that I hate 90% of the job, and then 10% I actually do enjoy, and I would focus on that 10%. Things will turn out if you are just like brave enough to also follow what you actually want to do. Hi, I'm Kenny. I started my professional career in statistics and data quality, but I realized I enjoy working with people even more, and this is how I connected the dots. I wanted to try to work in a professional sports environment. In that case, also in football, it was a perfect fit there. You know, I'm passionate about football, but I also wanted to see if you can influence like the outcome of the sport in some, like with some processes, with some models, with anything that you can make it tangible. I'm happy that I could do this topic, this master thesis also there. Great experience, but yeah, I saw some limitations there. You need to convince the other stakeholders to use those outcomes and results. And also I was alone working on this project there. So in the whole company, there was nobody else working on that. So I wanted to work somewhere where I can also learn from other people. And then I thought about, yeah, why don't I take up a data role in a company where I can learn. Also, I wanted to work in a younger company, dynamic company. And that's where I started here at Cobrainer in the data team. All my internships or working student positions have been in bigger companies. And to be honest, I actually found that a bit boring sometimes. I had to learn basically everything from scratch, also on my own, because it was not part of my studies. But you know, at some point, it's also nice if you can have this back and forth with someone with more experience, and then in this case also like more experienced engineers. And I think back then it was a great time for me, especially like immediately after the studies, to learn a lot. But like my work got a bit like repetitive. Like there's always like similar tasks, and I think that was the time where I lacked a bit of motivation to work, and then I just looked also for something to change. So I basically like asked this question to me: what would like to work if I would apply in a different company? I want to do what I enjoy right now, and back then it was that I realized, yeah, I want to take up more responsibilities on communication, requirements, engineering, and stuff like that. Somewhat, it's just part of my like personality, I would say, that I also enjoy working with other people and also enjoy discussions with other people, or just having like just using my soft skills, let's call it like that. Actually, I was quite honest like in here with internal discussions. Like I don't want to call it performance or we call it growth talks. I was quite honest there to say, if I would apply for a different role, I would apply for this role. And then I basically talked to Hans, hey, it was just in between doors here that I said, yeah, hey, I can imagine taking up more responsibility on the sales side. And he said, yeah, he can, like, sounds great. Let's talk about that. And then, of course, it was a process over time that we discussed a bit about the role, how should the role look like. It was actually quite honest. I would always ignore the fear of telling my manager. I think that's the first thing you need to do. Talk to your manager or your superior. And then you also get immediately the feeling, okay, they will support me or they will not support me. And that's also actually a good starting point to decide whether I want to look in my company or somewhere else. Like when I started, we had this slogan here, we want to give people a path to grow, which I actually think is like a nice purpose, to give everybody some software, some product that could help you find the role you want to find. I would actually try to find a way within my company to change. And like, I think everybody has in their job, even if I would say I hate my job, that I hate 90% of the job, and then 10% I actually do enjoy, and I would focus on that 10%, and then try to find areas within my job or within my company where I can work more. Maybe I can increase those 10% to 30%, and over the time it will increase more and more. And then at some point, if I also show to others in the company, hey, on those topics I actually enjoy working on, I'm also good at that, they will also naturally support you to work more in those fields. The fear is not so big. Like, I actually enjoy change, yeah, I would say that. But maybe I also learned it from like home, like from my parents and from my family or everything. There's always been like a big focus on doing what you want to do if you can do it. So I would actually say, like, keep cool and things will turn out if you are just like brave enough to also follow what you actually want to do.